Welcome back to another classic episode of the Family Album, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, AJ Tenari.
And I'm your other host, Matt Glass.
Last week, you heard our special guest episode with Hayden Brown, where we discussed the infamous and weapons of mass destruction. A lot of rap we had these past few weeks, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like it's getting me out of my genre shell.
Exactly, man.
Sense.
Like you've always said you want to get more rap, and here we are.
Just call me Shell Silverstein.
Infamous rap fan Shel Silverstein.
I was going off of the Shell thing, but anyway.
Gotcha. Oh, that makes more
Yeah,
sense.
no,
But Matt, it's only spelled with one L. How was I supposed to get that?
Hey, listen. If I looked like Shel Silverstein,
Then you'd have a tree in the backyard.
I would want to live in a shell for the rest of my life.
That's true. That man is very haunting.
If Diary of a Wimpy Kid has taught me anything, is that man,
He's
God rest his
scary.
soul, great books, horrifying face.
Yeah.
I would be terrified if I saw
He was real.
if he was, thank God. Thank God he's only imaginary. But
Exactly.
AJ, what do we got in store for today, do you think?
We got an interesting combo of albums. Some very upbeat, energetic from all the way in Japan, and one right homegrown in America from the 60s. We got Timely by Anri and The Sounds of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel.
And I feel like Sounds of Silence, I brought this one to you because it's one of my personal favorite albums.
Mm-hmm.
I went through a really weird, folk phase.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know how to describe it.
I mean, that makes sense. Folk is a very impactful genre. It's huge in the indie scene, so it's cool seeing, the roots with Mr. Simon and Mr. Garfunk.
They're kind of like, I don't know if calling them the roots might be interesting. I feel like they're more catalysts, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they definitely push the genre a lot.
Mm-hmm, that's
even
fair.
in this album alone, but later on, they make some pretty ridiculously complicated stuff.
Does that include solo work or just the two of them?
I'd say overall.
Okay.
Cool. Definitely Paul Simon branches out more
100%.
and more.
Graceland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got your album Timely, which I'm
Exactly.
very excited to talk about.
I know, man. The perfect entryway for city pop. Well, one of my personal favorites. So, Matt, which one do you want to start with this week?
Ooh, I really like both of these albums.
tough, dude,
so
right?
let's see.
Hey, Matt, you know what I love?
Steely Dan?
Well, yes, but I also love how easy it is for two goobers like us to make a podcast.
I mean, with Spotify for Podcasters, it's no wonder. Spotify for Podcasters is a one-stop shop that's got everything you need to create the perfect podcast.
That's right. Using Spotify for Podcasters, you can directly record and edit your podcast wherever you are using their intuitive and easy-to-use website.
And once you're done editing, Spotify for Podcasters takes care of the hard part and distributes your podcast directly to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are available.
And now you can even make video podcasts available on Spotify, which gives you even more freedom to make the podcast you want while also giving your lovely listeners a chance to see your face.
Speaking of listeners, Spotify for Podcasters also encourages fan engagement by letting you get feedback directly from your listeners with Q&As and polls made by you.
You can even make money with your podcast through ads, podcast subscriptions, and donations directly from your audience.
Spotify for Podcasters offers all of this, and it's completely free to use with no catch whatsoever.
Guys, Spotify for Podcasters made recording and distributing the family album so easy. Being able to schedule our episodes ahead of time and letting them take care of distribution took so much weight off our shoulders.
For anyone that's ever even thought about starting a podcast, we highly recommend giving Spotify for Podcasters a try.
You can download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
Once again, download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters. You know what? Let's go with Timely.
Cool.
I've been very excited to talk about this.
All right, man. Well, as we know, on this show, we have a little historian section where I come in. So Timely was released December 5th, which I thought was very interesting, 1983, because it feels like such a summer album, but it came out in the last month of the year.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it was a collaboration with Toshiki Katamatsu, who is the guitarist on this album, and he also made one of the most iconic city pop albums, After Five Clash. So that also kind of blew my mind that these two fucking icons of city pop worked together to create this iconic city pop album. It was really fucking cool.
It really goes hard too.
I know, man.
I think this is my first time really listening to city pop as a genre. Mm-hmm. It fucks.
It's really fucking good, man.
And whatever elements they were trying to introduce in this album, I feel like they represent it well. If a lot of it's like this, then they represent it well.
Yeah, man. City pop is a great genre. It's basically fusing jazz, funk, and disco, funk, and pop into one whole genre with the Japanese flair in there, and it's fucking incredible. I love it so much.
It's very good.
Yeah, man. I guess without further ado, we should just hop right in.
I would love nothing more.
All right, man. Starting off, we have Cat's Eye, New Take. This is a phenomenal way to start the album. Such an energetic, upbeat song that really gets you in that summer vibe.
It has this like really cool club beat style opener kind of deal. And then like the really lively and funky ensemble of instrumentalists who all work so well together, by the way. They are like a machine.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a Steely Dan situation here where it's like the same people, but it's composed by a composer. So it's like more of like a unit rather than a band, which is really fucking cool. I even wrote down some of their names to prepare.
I see.
But dude, the bass line for like all these songs is fucking incredible. Here especially, oh my god, so fucking good.
It's a killer opener, honestly.
Yeah, man.
And then I love like the piano bits as well, because you know me, I'm very biased.
Yes.
It sounds like
tickles the ivories over here.
Yeah, of course. We all love a good ivory tickling once in a while.
I'm due for a good ivory tickle.
Me too, AJ. No, but anyway, the piano sounds really, really good. I love the intro. It sounds like the intro to like a show of some kind.
Because it is.
That would explain.
Yeah, it's an intro to an anime of the same name, Cat's Eye, from the 80s. Yeah,
nice.
Very cool.
I love. Why is it called the New Takes?
I have no idea.
I see.
Also, something interesting to note is that almost all the songs are capitalized on the album, except for the last one.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's
like
a concept or anything, but it's pretty cool.
Listen, listen, capitalized letters.
Yes.
They're not utilized enough, AJ.
That's true. Honestly, capitalization's pretty oppressed, I gotta say.
Capitalism as a whole?
Honestly, not that bad. Gets a bad rap sometimes.
But
after that extremely hot take, Cat's Eye is a great song, not a hot take.
We here at the family album love Cat's
Daddy
Eyes.
Warbucks really funds this podcast.
From Annie?
Yeah, dude.
I played him in Junior when I was like in the 7th grade. No, 8th grade.
Whoa.
I'm a fake fan of myself. 8th grade. We did not do the ball cap for good reason.
That is true. If you've seen what Matt looks like, it would be tough to do a ball cap.
I have a very oddly shaped head. It's like, imagine an Easter Island. If you haven't looked at the cover.
Or if you want to imagine Richard Ayoade from the hit film The Watch, starring Ben Stiller and Richard Ayoade.
But with like a fatter face. That's basically what I look like.
Don't sell yourself short, Matt.
It's okay. I wasn't. I didn't say I looked bad. No, I'm joking. But last thing I want to say before we move on from Cat's Eye, I love the hand drums in the right channel and like on the chorus. And then we're met with a seamless transition into the next one.
This one is a classic city pop song.
I think this is there is a rivaling spot to be my favorite track on this album.
Okay. And this is up there?
This is definitely up there.
Nice, man.
Windy Summer.
Yeah, dude.
It is like the perfect whatever vibe it is trying to give off. It's absolutely perfect.
Dude, those fucking key riffs, those accented hits in the beginning is so fucking nice, man. You got that horn section in there too.
Oh my fucking god. And you know how hard it is to record horns.
Exactly.
So it's like, yo, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, man.
I love like the sequencer with the arpeggiating like notes and shit.
Yeah.
But then it leads to this like really bright and vibrant sounding like band setup here.
Like you have that really like airy kind of chorus with the disco drums, which is some really nice payoffs. I'm a little gassy.
It's okay. It's okay. Just a gassy lassie over there.
Exactly.
Remember it wasn't a movie Lassie?
It was a show about a dog who saved children who fell down wells, because apparently that was a big epidemic in the 60s.
Hey, listen. You know what's so funny? Speaking of odd epidemics in the 60s that like people talked about way too much. Quicksand.
Was that huge in the 60s?
Like people were apparently, according to my mom.
Okay.
She would always tell me that like she used to tell me that like as a kid, people would be like, "Don't just stay the fuck away from quicksand."
I was a girl, I got caught in so many quicksand pits.
What's the name of the? Okay, the only quicksand interaction I've ever had is like the pyramid level in Super Mario 64.
Yeah,
that's it.
I've only, I think Indiana Jones and the Kid with the Crystal Skull. That's another one for me.
I've never had my quicksand moment, AJ.
I know. You know, maybe we'll get there one day, dude. I think we have to earn it.
We do. We do have to earn it. Yeah. But Windy Summer. Is that cowbell I'm hearing in the track?
I believe so.
There was like I heard something. I was like, this is percussive, but not entirely familiar. It's I don't know. Like it's a nice little touch.
It is. It adds a lot of like texture and flavor in there.
For an album that has a lot of techno elements and disco elements, it does utilize its instruments well.
Yeah, man. Like there's great string sections and horn sections, which, you know, harkens back to disco and funk. Just, you know, utilizing everything, which is really cool.
It honestly just works.
Yeah,
like
man.
I really like it a lot.
They're a fucking unit in here, and it's incredible. The sax solo on here too.
Oh my fucking god!
All the saxophone solos are incredible.
It was absolutely amazing. In fact, I was not expecting like a saxophone solo to rip that hard.
I know, dude.
And then it does more later.
Yeah,
we'll get into it.
It just keeps going. It's awesome.
Also, one last thing I'll say, and this is another thing I love about this album, about them moving as a unit. I will say they do a good job of not imposing too much on one another and letting every single part breathe.
Exactly.
It's just a well-oiled machine. I love it,
man.
Oh, and the vocals. The vocals are fucking incredible.
Yeah, on Anri's album, Anri is really good.
She is,
which is a good thing.
They are very, very good. It made me want to go outside.
Yeah, dude, it really captures the perfect summer vibe, which is really interesting because it came out in December.
I don't like going outside, ladies and gentlemen. So the fact that made me want to go outside,
fact, that's impressive.
We're gonna have to investigate this. But anyway, number 3.
Yes,
Stay By Me.
Yeah, man. This is a very, very nice, cool one. Very, very cute.
It is. The bass really shines on this song, though.
Yeah,
like, quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's got
like,
a nice jazzier kind of feel, which is cool.
It's like it's jazz, got some funk in there.
It's called junk.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the Family Album, we
love
are
the movie
trademarking.
Robots.
We love junk.
So yeah, anyway, Stay By Me. Great fucking song.
It's really, really good.
I love Anri's vocals on here are really nice. I just love the overall tone. I don't know what she's saying because it's all in Japanese, but it feels very warm, and I like that.
I should have looked up the lyrics.
I try to, but there's not a lot of translations out there.
Okay, now I feel better. But anyway, I love the harmonies, like the vocal harmonies on the track.
Oh yeah, dude. All the backing vocals too. There's something I need your love, yeah. Oh, such a good moment.
The hook is also very, very good. Mm-hmm. A lot of these songs just have some pretty good hooks.
When they accent like the lyrics with the instruments, it's so fucking great.
One of the things I really loved was like the rapid drum hits at the end of the chorus, followed by like the pause.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Also, there's a guitar solo on here too.
I know.
Which is great.
Oh my god.
That is Toshiki Kodamatsu, the composer. He plays all the guitar on this album, which is really cool.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. He's a great. Oh, dude, the guitar work on his album After 5 Clash is so fucking good.
Okay.
It's awesome.
I'm definitely gonna have to listen to more of their stuff.
Yeah, man.
I love the way the instruments complement each other in this album and this track, I meant to say, but this album too. Yeah. I feel like it still stands. The little key solo interlude bridge of them singing "Stay By Me."
Yeah.
Oh, that was also just like chills down my spine.
Moment, yeah.
Fantastic. It's a great third track.
Exactly. And it transitions very nicely into this 4th track, "A Hope from Sad Street." Which is interesting given the name because it's actually very upbeat.
It is very upbeat.
Yeah.
I like the vocal effects on this one a lot.
It's like a nice kind of shuffle too, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Nice way to change up the pace.
It's got a nice little more of like a resonance in the reverb because you got to have some reverb when you record if you want it to sound good, I've found. But like it's a lot more resonant in this one that I can tell. And I think it makes them stand out a lot, which is fun.
Yeah, man.
The instruments themselves have so much going on, but like so controlled, which I really appreciate. The horns are pretty good, and the bass, they pair together quite nice.
As Sacha Baron Cohen would say in the movie Borat.
Shit, yeah, you're right. That did kind of sound like him, didn't it? I didn't even mean to do that. I've never actually seen that movie.
It's solid.
I've heard.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one. There's a really fucking good bit where he goes to a rodeo and he just starts talking shit about America. It's really funny. Anyway.
As we love to do.
Yeah.
When the synth strings start to kick in, that shit was pretty good. Well, they're kind of like there from the beginning, but like just kind of noticing.
Really prominent here.
I feel like there's like a part where I really started to notice them, and they're very, very good. The song is just good on all fronts.
Yeah, like that's pretty much what it is for most of this album. It's just very solid, upbeat, just happy music.
I did find things to say about each track, so don't worry.
We're not going to have the ambassador situation.
Yeah, or, you know.
God save Alex G.
Alex G. God save the animal.
Holy crap.
The bass is absolutely ripping on this track, too. Man. Like, Jesus, it's so good.
You know what? Let's give a shout out to the bassist, Tomohito Aoki. You're fucking great.
You are.
Love you.
Godspeed to you, my man.
Exactly, buddy.
Like, Amazing work.
Holding it down with those funky fucking grooves.
Yeah.
And it touching my heart in the process.
Giving me some hope on the sad street, if you will. I like the backing vocals on this track, I think, the most.
They're
I love
really
when they're
good
doing
here.
the shoe dot bop part, like in the back. Like, oh, it's so
Yes.
good.
Oh, like after each like stanza of the verse, that's so fucking nice.
This one made me realize that this album really recognizes, or the group really recognizes all their strengths, and they play to them very, very well.
Man.
And then the hard cut
Yep.
into number 5, You Are Not Alone. The beginning sounds like Mario Galaxy, and I'm all for it. I love it. It's such a calm vibe after the last one.
It's a nice ballad to slow down from all like this upbeat stuff we've been having, which is really cool. Anri's ballads are very nice, very heartfelt. And there's even still like a bit of like funk stuff in there to keep you like engaged and like bobbing along, which is really nice as well.
This one felt a lot more like soft rock.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like yacht rock, soft rock era. Like I could feel the little bit of a Christopher Cross.
Michael McDonald coming in there.
Yeah. Dude, if Michael McDonald was on this album.
You are not alone.
Well, it's like in the middle. I really wish I could have seen my face when I did that. I like how there's a key change for the chorus.
Yeah.
Like a little bit like
it does feel very earned on this song specifically.
Yes. It really, really does. I almost want to slow dance to this one. I don't like how this album's make me trying to get up and move. That's not something you should make me do. That's not good.
Yeah, Matt is known for like staying in one place for several hours at a time.
Have you ever seen The Whale?
Free Willy, yes.
I fucking forgot about that film.
Surprisingly, both starring Brendan Fraser as the whale.
He's Willie himself. No, I'm kidding. It is a great track though. Trying to think.
It feels really comforting too.
Yeah,
with like Anri just like serenading you, just like making you feel like relatable. It's so nice. Like her vocals on the song, like particular, just I really resonate with me. Also the strings on this song, fucking
oh my god,
kill it.
They're so good.
Oh my god,
you know how I feel about strings, AJ.
That's true. Pizzicato, fucking hands eating out of them.
Legato, pizzicato, staccato. Give me any of it, right here. You know. Are they real strings or synth strings?
I believe they're real.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a string
That's
section.
awesome. That's even better.
Yeah.
I think their commitment to the key change really adds to making the track feel so complete. Because doesn't it change again, or is this the later song?
This might be a later song.
Because there is one where it changes
twice,
and then
okay,
and then the end, it feels so good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I like it. This one, the key change for this one definitely feels earned.
Yeah, man.
That reminds me of ABBA. ABBA kind of does shit like that. And I've been kind of getting into them a lot recently.
I gotta listen to like some of their stuff because I only know a couple songs.
Hey, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of musicals, so I've never really like properly sat down and watched Mamma Mia. But like all the songs that are in it, like SOS, like amazing.
Were they written for the movie, or were they just like added to the soundtrack?
I believe they were added. They just kind of
sense.
took all their discography because Mamma Mia came out like later.
Yeah.
From what I know. Listen, don't kill me in the comments.
I'm not a Mia head. I'm sorry.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know much about the musical, so please don't like destroy me in the comments. We don't want another, But anyway, you are not alone.
Situation.
We know he's a tenor.
Exactly.
Anyway, you are not alone.
Yeah, Matt, you may not be alone, but
Thanks,
I can't
AJ.
stop the loneliness.
That's fair. That's fair. And I see what you did there, AJ.
Thanks, man. I'm trying to work on my transitions. Anyway, this is a really cool way to pick up where You're Not Alone leaves off. It picks it right back up with the tempo, with a similar theme, but a different method of going about it, which I think is really cool. It's way more upbeat, a lot more disco influence, driving bass line. It's really cool.
It is really, really cool. I actually literally, it's weird we mentioned Mamma Mia. I wrote in here, this sounds like Mamma Mia.
Cool.
But I love it.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, it has like that, like, I'm going to say it. Punchy.
Oh shit! We got one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh fuck!
Yes. Punchy. It's a very nice punchy vibe, but it's also like very like clean.
Yeah, man.
Which that's a good way to describe this album. Clean is definitely a good way.
Yeah.
I love the chord progression on this one quite a lot.
Yeah, dude.
It's upbeat, and then like the horns and backup vocals just complement the
Hitting
song
on the upbeats
so well.
Yeah, dude.
Like they play into each other so well. The chorus fucks on this
So
one.
good.
It's so good. It's so weird that like it's probably such a really sad song.
Yeah.
Lyric wise.
But the way she goes about doing it like musically, It's fucking cool.
It really is, honestly.
I also love the I think it's after the last chorus when Anri just has all the syncopated hits where she hits with the instruments, silence, then keeps going on every beat. It's so fucking nice.
That was a very nice, like, nuanced moment right there for sure. A little bit of a musical garnish, if you will. The bass hitting on like the upbeat in that one section really just scratches like an itch on my brain, I feel like. Then the horn solo.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think this might be the one with the key change that I'm thinking of.
Possibly. I didn't write anything down about it, but
well, I did. So we're gonna stick
Matt's
to that.
Right. If he isn't, I'll put it in the description.
No, it should be right. It should be right. Yeah, the pause is really, really good.
Yeah.
I love when instrumentalists can do shit like this because it makes the band sound like a unit, like I mentioned before. And then that descending bass part. Just, it all sounds amazing.
I also like the fucking piano slide during the break, I think of the first chorus when it goes back to the second verse. That's really fun.
I like me a good piano slide. That was the first thing I ever knew how to do on a piano. So
that's fair.
Just you know,
just slide.
Yeah. Slide
all there is to it.
Just sliding down all the notes. It's the easiest thing. Anybody can do it, even if you know no music theory. I know music theory.
Guys, give a piano slide a try and send your videos to us at Family Album.
That would be the worst fucking thing. It's just a bunch of people going like, but like thousands upon thousands. Actually, let's not flatter ourselves. Tens upon tens.
Tens of people.
Oh, man. But yeah, I really like that song. I Can't Stop the Loneliness.
Yep.
Great track.
Very good. Leads into another fucking banger track. We got Shyness Boy.
The horn fanfare that's going on. Oh, I love it. And they lean a lot more to the disco like phase. You like the little dance I did, AJ?
That was really nice. Guys, for those of you who you couldn't see it, it was really fucking nice, and I'm not going to tell you what it was. It was a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Once in a lifetime.
Oh, I gotta add it. Matt, say the line.
You may find yourself. Yeah. Oh my God. I love that song so much, and I will reference it whenever I possibly can. But anyway, Shyness Boy is quite good.
It's so fucking. This is another certified hood city pop classic. It's so fucking great.
I see why. Like everything about this track is just so like strong yet clean.
Yeah,
and like there aren't a lot of experimental liberties I feel like on this album.
No, not really.
But it doesn't make it boring.
No,
like it's so clean, it's so straightforward, but like.
It's so upbeat. It's so catchy. There's great hooks, and it's just a good vibe. It's a good vibe album.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like everything about it. It's it just feels like spring or summer.
Yeah, man.
It really, really does.
It's funny you mentioned ABBA because I also wrote that the opening riff sounds like gives me ABBA vibes.
Yeah,
and I barely listen to them.
Nah, honestly, this might be our gateway into talking about ABBA later.
Yeah, who knows?
Honestly, we should get like an ABBA fan to
That's true. If you know anyone,
text us at
Family Album 555 Family Album
1-800 Kyle.
Yes.
Anyway,
we will give you Kyle's personal phone number, and he will answer your calls.
It's true. It's true. You may not like what you hear, but he will answer.
He will get to us.
He will find you eventually.
He always does.
I will find you.
I love this track though. I wrote down, "Oh, you're Shyness Boy," like the title.
She said it. She said it. The backup vocals on here are really fucking great.
Yeah.
I
They
love
are
how
very, very good.
them and the sax solo leads right into the second verse. Very, very nice. I don't think I said sax solo. I said something else. So I meant sax solo.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I understood what you meant.
Thank you.
I think they all understood what you meant too.
I don't trust them.
We're gonna do a little bit of a poll. See what you think AJ just said.
We can do that.
No. What was it? This track is really, really good. I like it for the same reason as the other tracks. I feel like they all just really work together. They know their strengths, and it's really clean and strong. It's good.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, I don't think.
Okay.
But like, just because it's not my favorite, I will not discount it whatsoever because it's still magic.
I think it might be my favorite from this album. I've really grown on it.
And I see why.
Yeah, dude.
Like, honestly,
like,
it's so good.
I'm the Shyness Boy, dude.
Oh my God,
That's literally
me. Wow. Anyway, Shyness Boy is
solid.
pretty,
very, very
poggers,
good.
You know?
Yeah. A great man once said, Poggers.
Number 8 is Lost Love in the Rain.
Yeah.
I really like the vibe from the very beginning.
Yeah, man.
I love the fun reverb on the drums this time around, like how echoey they are.
It's a little more like low key than the rest of the songs, which is cool.
Yeah. A lot of it kind of sounds like, when did this album come out, by the way?
83.
83?
Yeah.
A lot of it like is really reminiscent of some Ace Attorney
Ace Attorney.
music.
Okay.
Like it's weird. I think it's the way like the horns are.
Yeah.
Because that Ace Attorney is that they are a Capcom product. Like it's a Capcom
Lawyer
brand
sim.
franchise.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. It's a Capcom franchise, and like, you know, they got a lot of money, and they also like they're kind of a mix of like, they try to of course appeal to like the American fan base,
Yeah.
but they're very much Japanese, like heavily influenced.
It takes place in Japan, right?
It's like a weird, that's the thing about Ace Attorney that's really strange. It's supposed to be America, and like it's like an America and Japan like fusion.
Interesting. Okay.
It's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's not, they're not very clear upon it. I kind of got that. That's like an estimation I got from the wiki.
Okay.
So I don't really, that's what the fan base thinks.
Cool.
It's like, but no, I think it reminds me of like a lot of the music in that game.
Okay.
Or in a bunch of those games, I should say. Because a lot of it is like this really like pressing like dun 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 dun, dun kind of music.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
But then there are little moments like this where it's almost like this sort of like smooth, like
kind of like noir feeling.
Yeah.
Bass line. Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of reminded me of this.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Like a lot of this album, I meant to say. A lot of like DS era Ace Attorney music. That is what I'm trying to say.
Timely is truly the Ace Attorney of city pop albums, I believe. Yes.
What, slept on? Because yes, that is very true. It's like electronic but lively, this track, Lost Love in the Rain.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that electronic things can't be lively, but I feel like it still has like a bit of an authentic feel to it. So
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. It's very timely, if you will.
One might say.
I love the build-up they provide.
Yeah, the build-up's great here.
It reminds me of like, also this track in particular reminds me of High School Musical 2's You Got the Music in Me,
Okay.
but
I've
a lot better.
never actively watched a High School Musical movie.
I've only seen the second one.
Interesting. Okay.
Not by choice.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind the songs from High School Musical. I don't mind the movies. I just never got around to seeing it really. And every single time I try to, it's always around people who want to sing the songs too. So I'm like, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Just let me watch the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Nah, but I do know that song, and it reminded me of this song if it was better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
High School Musical wishes.
really though, like this song is so good, and I love just all the instrumental choices.
Yeah, man.
Again, very clean, very fresh.
The keys and the guitar and the chorus go fucking hard. Also another sax solo.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. The slower, more like halftime beat
Yeah.
kind of deal adds to the whole disco
Yep.
element. I can honestly just drive in the rain to this,
Yeah.
or walk with an umbrella.
You know, it's funny you mentioned driving because brings us to our next track, Driving My Love.
I enjoyed the overall sound of this track.
I like it too. It's very happy.
It
It's
is.
very also like very 80s leaning into it with the synths, which I like a lot.
I think this was cool because like the bass kind of comes back in its glory on this track quite a lot. And it dips into the 80s, I feel like.
Yeah, man.
It really, really does.
Leans
It
into the more
reminds me
techno aspect.
It reminds me of like a mix of the song from the Goofy movie and like PYT by Michael
okay.
Jackson.
Yeah.
But like in such a good way. Not that either of those songs are bad whatsoever, but like in such a good way.
I never heard the Goofy movie song, but I do like PYT. That's a great track.
It is a very good track. And that chorus on this song, fantastic.
Yeah,
It's
again,
such a
those
good one.
up accented upbeats on the horns and the bass, very nice.
The claps make it feel like so much more lively. and,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Like you can get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I love it. And then that slappy guitar in the right channel
Yeah.
that appears sometimes.
I like the guitar like for like most of the song. It's very like subtle and minimal, but it adds so much to it when they're used in both channels. It's really fucking cool.
It really is.
Yeah.
The chorus just fucks.
The
honestly.
chorus does really fuck.
It's so good.
I also like during the bridge, you have those descended accenting horns that happen, which is really cool too. There's a lot of great use of like accents and syncopations on this album that like really like gives like each song a strong hook that you can like remember. It's awesome.
No doubt, honestly. I'm just a fan of how upbeat this track is.
Yeah, man.
This album has a nice balance between like the slow downs,
Yeah.
the cool downs, and then just like, getting the energy back
Yeah.
up. Like it's great.
It's very well paced.
I really wish y'all could see the motions that I do as I'm describing things. But AJ, number 10, Good Night for You.
Yes.
A nice slow vibe to get us through. I love the work on the vocals on this track in particular. The harmonies are all just so strong. And then the drums fuck
dude.
on this track quite well.
I looked up the drummer's name. So his real name is Hashida Mashito, but he goes by a nickname. And then he was Pecker.
Pecker?
Pecker.
Well, he really pecked the shit out of these drums, AJ.
He really did. He's phenomenal on this album. All his fucking disco beats, ooh, they do it for me. I love it.
Really.
I love me some Pecker.
Me too. Here at the Family album. No, honestly though, it's his work on it is just so good. I love how the guitar has such like a crazy clean tone.
Yeah, dude.
I can like
It's almost like a wah-wah guitar, kind of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can hear the actual like string being like plucked with the pick.
Is he playing like higher on the neck? Is that like how you get that sound?
I think it's just when the pickup is all the way over in the treble.
Okay.
You can just kind of make it sound like anything.
Okay.
I mean, it could be that too.
I just don't know much about guitars. So,
Pickups are fun. They're they're a very interesting component in music. But yeah, I think when like the it's just the pickup switch. If you do it all the way and then you raise the tone all the way to like a brighter tone.
Okay. You just get that sound.
Because if you go to 1, that's like the lower tone. But when you dial it all the way up to 10 on the guitar, that's the higher tone.
Whoa.
It's cool.
That's fucking epic, dude.
It's fun. It's fun. From what little I know about guitar, I literally just try to dabble. That's it. The vocals just have a nice presence overall.
They do.
And I think
They're very, very sincere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel something with this.
Even like though, like I don't know the language, I can still feel what she's trying to say, which is fucking awesome.
That means mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned. So I just love how I feel like they really shine on this track, and I love how they're presented in the album overall.
Yeah.
So again,
Anri's vocals are phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The instruments also just go so well together.
They're so fucking good.
So like
the arrangements are fucking phenomenal on this album.
I'm honestly like quite jealous of their musicality.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. That already brings us to our 11th track.
I know, dude. Remember Summer Days. This is like the most famous song off this album. This is one of the most famous city pop songs that, like in America, like of all time. The version I'm familiar with is actually the Macross 8299 bootleg, which adds more like, I guess like techno elements. It's more upbeat than this. It's like more of a pop song rather than like a slower kind of end, which is cool. I'll have to show you sometime.
I will gladly listen.
Yeah.
Because this track was awesome.
Yeah, man.
I love the usage of like, because their usage of sound effects is very minimal on this album, except for like the rain sound effect and then like this with the sweeping sound effect, you know? I love how funky this song is. Yeah. For sure.
Even though it's like more down tempo, which is really cool.
I am a fan. It's funky, but not like insanely fast.
Exactly.
I literally was just about to say that in the thing. I just had to keep reading in my notes. I love it, honestly. It's such a smooth sound.
Yeah.
I think it closes the album pretty good.
It does. It very much encapsulates the whole vibe. And I feel like if this is a concept where like, since everything's in capital letters and this is the only song where there's like lowercase letters used, it's like this whole album's like more like a memory.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. It's very, very melancholy. Like, the seasons are changing and it's time to move on or think of better times.
No, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's funny. That's actually a lot of the themes of what you just described is really similar to the next album.
Yeah, that's
as well
true.
in some of the tracks. So that's a very interesting
dichotomy, if you
that's a very interesting insight that you just provided us, AJ.
Thanks, man.
Back to the track though.
Yes.
The sax solo on this one in particular, like,
so
oh my God.
good on this track, man. Ooh.
God, it's like, it's scintillating.
What does that mean?
It means like sparkling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the new vocabulary. I see that the source is coming in handy.
Yeah, once we got rid of these vital technological components, we don't need a console.
No.
We have a dictionary.
Exactly.
Thesaurus.
Guys, you should fucking read.
Yeah. Really? What are you listening to this for? No, please, do not stop. Wait, we're begging you. Please.
We got to keep the lights on somehow.
I have 3 kids. But I definitely will be listening to this song a lot.
Yeah.
Like this one, I feel like all the other ones were really, really good, but I can see myself driving to this one.
Yeah.
And
that's a very nice reflective song.
Yeah. That's the real test. If you can like exists around a piece of music, I feel like that's like also a mark of success.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
So then
All right,
like
man.
the ending fade out.
Yeah,
Nice touch.
perfect.
I love when songs do that. They just kind of keep going, and you're a small part of your brain is just like, where are you going? There's more. What do you mean there's more?
The summer's
So-
got to end, man, as American football said.
Terrible. No, I'm kidding. I actually came around a little bit.
Oh, nice.
A little bit.
Cool.
Let's not get too far. A
Yeah.
little bit. Just a wee
Hey,
little bit.
I'll take the small things. I'll take the small victories.
All the
Football.
small things. Gosh.
Well, Matt, I believe that brings us to the end of Timely. What are your final thoughts?
I really enjoyed listening to this album. It's very vibrant. It's lively. I think I've used that word like 17 times at
Add that
this
to
point.
Matt's iconic vocabulary.
We're just gonna make a shirt with all the words
Yep.
that I always use all the time. It utilizes what sounds like an 8-piece band
Yeah.
almost.
I don't know how many there are, but I'll see how many there are.
It sounds like it.
There's a decent
almost.
amount of people in there. There was a
are.
big production.
And their hard work shows. They're all
Yes.
very talented.
So fucking
They work
good.
like a machine. One unit. That's another thing I said like a few times. Some of the songs are like super energetic, and then other ones are like pulled back and sweet. And
Yeah.
like the vocalists on this album do a very good job of not overdoing it, but it makes everything sound so solid and strong.
Yeah, they make Anri stand out more. They complement her very well.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on this album is honestly great. I did feel like some of the songs did go a little bit long.
That's fair. I
Just a
agree.
little bit.
Yeah.
But like the pacing was good enough where I was not truly fatigued.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I can't say that I hate it in the least. It's solid. It's more than solid. It's great actually. It's more than solid.
So what's your final ranking?
I'd say I'd give this an A tier and a solid 8.8.
Nice, dude.
This is the first time I'm dipping into non like regular number and then number and a half sort
Okay.
of ranking.
Yeah, decimals.
Yeah,
The
That's
decimals
what
are
that's
fun.
called.
They give you more options. I like decimals.
they do.
Yeah.
8.8, solid A tier.
Nice, man.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
I have a soft spot for this album. This, much like Thundercat, this came around a time where I was like really exploring music. This opened the gateways even further to music outside of the U.S., which was really cool. So I love like almost all these songs on here. They're like always in my playlist playing, especially during the summer. The arrangement on here is fucking incredible.
It really is.
Instrumentation is impeccable. Thank you, Mr. Pecker.
Thank you, Josh Peck, also.
Yeah, shout out to Josh Peck real quick. The bass work like specifically stands out so well. Really holds everything down. It just gives everything such a nice hook that you can just groove along to. It's great. The disco influence on this thing I adore. 'Cause disco is one of my favorite genres. So yeah, there's this album. I would say A+ tier, 9.6 out of 10. I love this album.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm really glad that you had me listen to it.
Oh yeah, man. I was happy to share.
All right, AJ, you know how this show works. We've done
Fuck
this.
Do I? Yeah.
Yeah. I gave AJ an album, and
Yep.
I gave him the album Sounds of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, man.
Which I believe is their, correct me if I'm wrong, second studio album.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at you, big Funkle over here.
Oh my God.
That's what they call them, right?
It's just. I'm trying to say, I was going to try to mix the word fundamentally with Garfunkel.
Oh.
Garfunkel mentally.
Funkle mentally.
Funkadelic.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Funkadelic fucking rules.
It does.
Great group.
It is really good. Let's dive into it.
Yeah, so Sounds of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, as Matt said, their second album was released January 17th, 1966 on Columbia Records, and it features an overdubbed version of the title track, which was previously released on their debut album, The Sound of Silence, and it's one of their most popular songs ever made.
They have the rock version of this song
On this album.
where what the original debut of the song is just an acoustic guitar, both channels kind of vibe. And I think both takes on the song are quite good.
I haven't listened to the original. I've only know the one that on this album, which I really like.
I like this one too
Yeah.
because it's rock, but it's also not like exactly like.
Yeah, it's not like super leaning into that. It's still like very much folk root, but a little more upbeat, I guess.
I guess we're talking about the first track already.
All right, yeah, let's dive in. This is the title track, The Sound of Silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm quite a fan of this track, honestly. I think I like the fact that they redid a whole like version of this.
Yeah, man. So I could be wrong, but I think I read that Simon and Garfunkel didn't add the drums and the bass work into it.
That is true. The guy who was their producer at the time said, "Oh, you need to have it."
Yeah, they overdubbed it into the song, which is
they did not like that. Apparently,
I can imagine.
One thing about Simon and Garfunkel, especially Paul Simon, like was a very grouchy man.
That's interesting. I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, they both were. I mean, well, they were both very introverted.
Yeah,
and they talk about that a lot in one of their other songs, which is one of my personal favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, they're kind of like people, but they're also
you can tell on this album.
But they're even more like stupid people. So I mean, like, yeah, I'm quite a fan of them. I always like their music a lot.
Yeah, they seem like very chill people.
They are.
Yeah,
and they both do some pretty interesting vocal things.
They do. I can really tell who was who on this album.
Most of the lower harmonies were Paul Simon.
Okay,
and then anything that was like up high in the range was
Garfunkel. All right.
Art Garfunkel is regarded to have one of the most beautiful singing voices of all time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think that holds up in their final studio album, Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Yeah, that's like the big one, right?
That is the big one. That's like the one that people usually go to first because of how high in popularity. Because that one has like Cecilia, Bridge Over Troubled Water. And then like a few other really good tracks. Cool. So yeah, that's another one I might bring to the table.
Right.
Also,
stick around for season 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess it's true. Yeah. Sounds of Silence.
Yeah.
The Sound of Silence, electric version.
It's very good, man. It's an iconic song. I've known this since I was like 14. So it's a nice critique on people's inability to make thoughts for themselves, which is very cool. The harmonies are fantastic. Even though they don't like that they added the drums and the bass, I feel like they add a lot to the song.
It makes it more iconic, unfortunately. Even though I'm all about the artistic integrity and like what the artist
Scaring
wants.
the hose.
Thank you, Danny Brown. No, like even though I'm all about like the artistic integrity, I feel like it did add a lot to it. It kind of makes it a lot more like
it gives it more like a punch, like
more momentum.
Yeah.
Which I like. And it slows down. The drums do their job well.
Yeah.
At least the drums aren't bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not like Saint Anger, Lars Ulrich from Metallica.
Yeesh. We don't speak of Mr. Ulrich.
No.
At least not right now.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future. But yeah, first track. Overall thoughts?
I really enjoy it. I like how the song is bookended by just the acoustic intro and outro, and as it gets like slower and more dark, which is really nice. Overall, great way to open up the album, and definitely deserving of the title track.
Yeah.
As we move on to the next track, we have the Leaves That Are Green. I also really, really like this track a lot.
I don't know what kind of like instrument the da 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 da.
Yeah, is it harpsichord? It sounds like it, but it's probably not.
I think it's a clav, like what's it called? It's a clavinet.
No idea.
It's like it's an electronic piano kind of deal.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's probably like one of those vintage sort of sounds that was like a harpsichord-esque sound. But I love that little like riff.
It's such a nice riff, man.
I also love that like whatever they're picking something up and dropping it like over and over again. It's like a bag of coins or something like that.
Because there's no drums on it. That's like the only like percussive element in there.
Yeah,
which is really cool. It gives like a nice stripped down vibe that fits the folk angle very well. It reminds me of like a Jethro Tull song almost.
I can kind of see that a little bit. From what little I've listened to Jethro Tull, I can kind of hear that.
Yeah, like more their like softer stuff, which I like a lot.
I've only heard their softer stuff, so
that's
I mean,
fair.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll bring in Thick as a Brick.
Ooh, okay.
That's a fun prog rock album.
Ooh, more prog rock.
Yeah, man.
Exciting. I still listen to Led Zeppelin 4.
Hell yeah, man.
So that's
awesome.
I'm very excited. Yeah, no, honestly, I love Leaves That Are Green. That's a song that I used to walk to all the time.
Yeah, that's a very nice jaunt kind of song.
Yeah.
Just exploring the outdoors.
Yeah, of course.
Is this about like a failing relationship kind of?
I think
there's like the allegory of like, things like decaying over time.
I think it's also just kind of time passing in general.
That's fair.
From what I gathered.
Yeah.
But they do kind of lightly touch upon both of their failed experiences in relationships.
Gotcha. Throughout this album, yeah.
Throughout their entire discography,
Also
in
makes
fact.
sense.
But yeah, no, honestly, it's a really solid track. I've always been a fan.
It's just it's really like it's a really feel good track, even though it's a more of a darker message, which is cool. Which also goes for a lot of the songs on this album.
Yeah,
they strike a very good balance. I found
it's like I know like I described them as folk before. They're kind of like introverted rock, like really pulled back introverted rock.
It's cool. Whatever they are.
Whatever they are. It's a great second track. The next track I believe is Blessed. Yeah.
So it's a song with a cool message. It's kind of like poking like fun at like the hypocrisy of religion.
Now I know why I like it so much.
Yeah, man. Religious trauma, baby.
Exactly.
But yeah, I do like the message a lot. How they're kind of calling out the church for like being all high and mighty about being accepting, but not being accepting of the counterculture of the '60s, which is really cool. There's some great lyrics in there. What did I write down? I didn't write any of the lyrics down. Fuck.
They do have some really great jabs at like
they do
the hypocrisy.
Yeah, like they quote like a Bible verse and then kind of like rework it where it's like, "Blessed be like the hooker, the meth drinkers, the pot sellers, and like the something
illusion dwellers."
Illusion dwellers. That's it. Yeah. That's the line I was thinking of.
It's a good one. I like the way also that like when they're like doing like the little bit of like the breakdown, they're going like the ooh like little because that's the two of them doing harmonies in the back.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though Art Garfunkel is regarded as more of the singer of the duo, I feel like Paul Simon does hold his own quite well, and he can at least hold pitch very well. Plus, he has like a million records, so I mean, like it's not like he sucks. You know what I mean?
I mean, like he had like a more successful solo career after. Right?
Yes, way more successful solo career. From what little I've listened of Garfunkel, it was not the best, but not terrible.
It's solid, yeah.
Yeah, but Paul Simon, I believe, wrote most of these.
Gotcha.
Himself.
Cool.
But it's a good one. I like.
It's solid.
Blessed.
I feel like the only thing I don't really like is how it ends. There's like a really weird, like, I don't know if this is a production mistake or intentional, but the drums for the most of the song are in your right channel, but at the very end, they switch to it having it right in the middle, and the song just like fades out really weirdly. It's a really weird thing I noticed.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that either. Like they just kind of decide to like make the drums like the full front,
yes,
the full front of the mix, of the track.
Yeah, it's a weird choice, like especially when there's only like 7 seconds left in the album.
Yeah,
it's very weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't know how to end it. They were like, maybe you know what? I wonder if the guitar player like stopped playing or something. They're like, we gotta fill it in. We gotta fill it in. This tape's gonna run out any second now.
This song's not gonna be blessed for long.
It's a solid track overall. I like the lyrics of it, like you mentioned.
Very good theme. Next up, we got Kathy's song. This is a very sweet song. I like it a lot.
It is a good one. This riff is repeated a bit in like another song.
Yeah,
kind of like this guitar riff. It is. I think it's April Comes She Will. That's later.
Okay,
but yeah, no, this one's a nice one. I just Paul Simon really likes to just if you just hand Paul Simon a guitar, something will come out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's just a nice acoustic song about his GF at the time.
Yeah, he was a very thoughtful and very like thought provoking guy. Yeah. Like he was always sort of just like singing whatever comes to his mind.
Yep. Is that on here where he talks about why he writes all these stupid songs, or is that on a different track? It's like, I don't know why I spent so many time writing songs, thinking of rhymes.
Yeah, no, that's this one.
Track. Yeah.
Think of rhymes, da, da, da.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That was a cute line.
Yeah, he's insightful.
Yeah.
They are both pretty insightful in that regard. Yeah, it's a nice sweet track. I this isn't I have a Simon and Garfunkel playlist because I'm actually quite a fan of them. But
yeah, you're a Funkel, right? You're a Funkel head.
I am a Funkel, yeah. Yeah, I'm a fan of funk. Art Garfunkel. But no.
Go Funkel yourself.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, honestly, this one was a good one.
Yeah.
Like I it's a solid track. I never really like went toward it all the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just a nice little Paul Simon singing with guitar.
Yeah.
What more can you ask for?
Exactly. All right, moving on. We got Somewhere They Can't Find Me. At first, I wasn't like super huge on the song because it sounded like just like, the standard folk psychedelic of the 60s. But as it kept going, it grew on me.
Yeah. This one is a fun like creep down the alleyway.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, something about that. Just to feel like, ooh, where's it going?
Why is it creeping?
Who's trying to find him?
So is this about like a one night stand?
This might be.
Yeah, that's what I kind of got the vibe of, where he's like trying to sneak out of a girl's place. I like them noticing, which is kind of funny. But yeah, this is a fun song. It's a more upbeat nature for some playful lyrics. I like the guitars on both channels as well. They complement each other very nicely.
I think Art Garfunkel's backing vocals and backing harmonies do a very good job on this track too, because he's like "Oh, you catch me, I'll be gone somewhere," like up there. That's him.
Oh, cool.
And he can sing. He could sing really, really high. Not so much anymore. He's like really old, but
fair enough.
yeah. But no, I think he really shines vocally on this track.
Yeah.
And later on in their career, a lot. He had a crazy range.
I'll take your word for it because I haven't heard much of Simon and Garfunkel.
But yeah, this one's good. I'm a fan of this track a lot. It's a very like it's you kind of start to groove a little bit.
As it goes on, you guys really get more into it, which I appreciate. But yeah, not really much to say. And next up, we have Anji, which is also a song I don't really have much to say about.
I don't like this track very often.
It's just an instrumental kind of guitar little thing.
Based off of the previous one.
Yeah. It repeats the riff. Yeah.
Like that stuff. And it's like, it's good. I mean, I like Paul Simon is good at guitar.
Yeah.
I'm not going to knock him for that. Like, it sounds good.
But just having the same riff that we just heard for like 2 more minutes is kind of like, why?
I feel like maybe put it later in the album. So that, like, but then stylistically and who knows, even thematically, because I don't even know if there's like a weaving story.
Probably not.
I think so.
No.
But like, I don't know. I feel like this could have been used on like this could have been later because like having it right after was. What I always hate about this song is like it's in my playlist because I like having I basically
before and after.
I basically like having all their discography in one place.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have to figure out, shit, is this the intro to Kanji or is this the intro to Somewhere They Can't Find Me? Because I literally am like, I hear
What is this? It's the same
and then if
thing
I
for
don't
both.
hear like the boom boom boom, I'll be like, fuck,
It's Anji.
shit. It's Anji, not Kanji.
No.
Kanji is
a character from Persona 4 and a Japanese.
Yes. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I am very tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anji. Anji?
I have no idea.
There's no lyrics.
No, it's just purely instrumental. So up to interpretation, I guess.
What is this? Some kind of Anji or something?
All right, guys, that'll do it for this week's episode.
No. Yeah, I was never really a fan of this one, as you can tell by my complete neglect of the name in the very beginning.
Yeah, there's literally nothing to say about it. It's good guitar work, but it doesn't need to be here.
Yeah, no.
Moving on, we got Richard Cory. This is a different. It's very good.
I love that fucking like riff.
Yeah.
Like that shit.
It's more aggressive. For Simon and Garfunkel, it's more aggressive, which is very cool. I bet this biting jealousy that the narrator has over, I guess, his boss, or Richard Cory, who has everything that he could ever want, but secretly deep down, he's depressed.
And they're mad at him like as workers because he has everything, but he's just throwing it away on like really useless things like
orgies on his yacht.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
With political connections. I love the way they sing it in this track.
They got good inflections.
They do. They do. Yeah, this one's a very incisive track. I'm pretty sure, I forget if it was Paul Simon or Art Garfunkel. They were reading like in the headlines about this guy. I'm not even sure if it's his real. It might be the guy's real name. I don't remember. But
it's about this song is a reworking of a poem.
Oh, a poem.
Yeah, written by Edwin Arlington Robinson.
And I'm pretty sure Edwin Arlington Robinson, based off of some. I heard it. This was based off a headline of some point.
So
I do know that.
Back. Okay.
Yeah. Because I remember I did when I was first getting into this album. I remember I looked a lot of things up, like what is this? But it is it's a very incisive track about just like rich lifestyles in general,
and about like I guess personal satisfaction with life. Because Richard Cory's not a happy man, and it does not have a happy ending either.
It really does not. No. For people who don't know, he unfortunately
he builds up at the end.
Yes.
And then the narrator still wishes he was Richard Cory, even though he understood how depressed Richard Cory was.
Yeah.
It's very, very dark.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's a great track.
Very good track. Very sad.
Great instrumental. And I very much love like the bass and the guitar on this as a whole. And the horns.
Yeah.
When the horns kick in.
I forgot about the horns. They're really good here. The bass line's fucking great too.
It's very nice.
Also like the build up to the last chorus. Yeah, it's very nice. Just a solid track all around.
Solid track.
Now we move on. This is one of my personal favorites, A Most Peculiar Man.
This one is fun. I love the constant organ that's just throughout the whole thing. And the harmonies on this one are very, very nice. This one has a soft spot in my heart because it actually reminds me of somebody I used to know.
Okay.
And he's just like, you know, like it's a song about a recluse.
Yeah, who just doesn't want to be bothered and has a hard time like socializing. Mm-hmm. And it also does not have a happy ending.
No. That's weird. Those are back to back.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I just got that. Holy shit.
Wow. How did neither of us
I don't know.
think of this in advance? They both end in like the same way almost.
Yeah, literally.
I don't know who this was based off of, that Paul Simon. I think I read somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I looked it up at some point, but I guess I didn't remember.
I think it might have been like someone in his building that he didn't know but heard that like they...
Well, I mean, that's what Miss Riordan says, and she should know. She lived upstairs.
A most peculiar man.
I don't know why, but I love like what is the beat? Like what is that?
I don't remember.
It's like this little like...
I'll have to, you know what? Let's listen to it right now. Guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back.
It's very like muted. It's very dampened in some way.
It's, to me, it sounds like brushes or broomsticks and like a snare drum. But it could be the same thing from The Leaves That Are Green. But it works very well, whatever it is.
It does. It's a very sad song, a very stripped back song.
Yeah, very somber, very down tempo.
It almost feels like nighttime.
Yeah. Very reflective too, just kind of like just a dark vibe all around, but it is there's something just like real about that, which I really enjoy. I don't know. It's very sad, but it just strikes a chord with me.
I think Simon and Garfunkel do a good job of like telling stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like they're one of those people that like it really is up for interpretation. Mm-hmm. And like they're good at like telling stories about their observations of people.
Yeah.
So
I also like how in their like lyrics it's just such a natural progression like throughout. Even though there's like not too many choruses, it's like mostly verses. It works very well.
It does. It really, really does. A Most Peculiar Man is one of my favorites, so I'm really glad that you like it as well.
Yeah, it's just a really just sad, sincere track that I just really enjoy. Thank you for sharing, Matt.
Of course, anytime.
All right.
If there's anything that I am, it's sad and sincere.
Oh,
AJ.
right. We have the sad and chill.
Oh shit! Yeah. Now we gotta add
Matt's
another
two
one.
character
Sincere.
traits. Yeah.
It's great. I'm only 4 things, guys. But yeah, the next track.
April Come She Will. This is a very sweet song, similar to Kathy's song.
This is the like arguably under Sounds of Silence or The Sound of Silence. Mm-hmm. This is the second most popular track on this entire album.
Okay.
I've seen many people cover this song. Josh Groban did it at one point. A lot of artists choose to do that. It's just a nice little like allegory about the changing seasons, but like
personified as like people.
Yeah. And I love the way he just describes it. Was it April Come She Will? Mm-hmm. June Must Play Her Tune, I believe is what they say.
I don't remember. I just remember I like the song.
They skipped July because fuck July, apparently.
Oh, man.
All my homies hate July.
Yeah. As a July person, I agree.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm the funny crab cancer.
My God. I love that. Anyway, and then he says August Die She Must. Yeah. Kind of indicating the movement into fall from the summer. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why, but something about just the way he words every single one of like each month, as I'm trying to say, something about the way he words like the passing of each month is just, it really resonates with me. Yeah. And I think when I discovered this album, it was the summer of my freshman year of college. Okay. And I think I was just like feeling like I didn't really get that much of a summer because I was working like like one of my first jobs. And like I was just like making a lot of money, and I was like happy I was doing that. Mm-hmm. But I think I felt like my summer was just kind of being like whisked away a little bit. Yeah, because it was a really demanding job at the time, and just die she must.
Exactly.
August,
September. Yeah. I like that this is kind of like a nursery rhyme too. That's just a very nice structure overall, and it's just a very sweet song.
It is. Mm-hmm. It's good to know that there's some like pleasant moments compared to like the previous two, and then like some of the other darker undertones. But like Paul Simon really does have a hold on lyricism. Yeah, he especially did in this album, in
this era. He was on his yee shit. All right, next up we move on to probably my least favorite track on this album. We got a groovy thing going.
Oh, this one's weird. Yeah, like I actually like this one. Mm-hmm. Like it's a bad news. The way he says it is so weird. I don't know why.
Bad news, bad news.
Deandra, we got some bad news.
The leaves that turn it brown.
Richard Cory, he's dead.
You know, I was always jealous of that Richard Cory guy.
Oh my god, this album is so terrible when you relate it to Always Sunny. Because I can hear them talking about all these people. My god.
I fucking love Always Sunny. Such a good show.
Good. Deandra. I love the way Frank says Deandra. It's my favorite.
Blessed are the meth drinkers.
Illusion dwellers, if you will. Oh my god. We're talking like all these really nice things about this album. Now we're relating it to
Always
just
Sunny, the most depraved people on TV.
Oh man. I literally was just watching the episode of The Gang Cracks the Liberty Bell.
Okay, yeah, the
They're telling
flashback.
Yeah, I was watching that right
Colonel
before.
Cricket.
Oh god. Yeah. God, I love that show. But anyway,
fucking good.
yeah, we got a groovy thing going is like a weird like
Almost like a rockabilly kind of song. It's like a love song about this dude trying to like hang on to like a failing relationship.
yeah.
But it doesn't really fit tonally on this album.
It doesn't. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good track, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but I feel like in the overall theme of things, they just needed another upbeat song,
Yeah.
which it's weird. Like it could have fit in more on Bridge Over Troubled Water because they have another song about feeling groovy. Oh wait. There's 4 albums. I forgot. Parsley Sage, Rosemary and Thyme, which is another favorite of mine.
I hear that one's very good as well.
They have a song called Feelin' Groovy.
Okay.
And I feel like that would have fit more on that album.
The Groovy Brothers,
just
yeah.
Feelin' groovy. No, it doesn't. It is really weirdly placed too.
Yeah, it's the second to last track on here. I feel like if it was more up front, maybe with like, I don't know, maybe somewhere they can't find me or something. like,
Yeah.
right before it goes into the darker, more introspective stuff, it would have fit better. But just here, it doesn't really sound like that cohesive.
Good track, bad placement.
I agree. Oh yeah, the horns on this track are very good. I'll say that before we move on.
Good horns, weird vocals.
Yes. All right, now we move on to the last track, I Am a Rock. This is a great fucking song and a great way to end the album.
I fucking love this song so much. Like so many of like the lyrics are just so relatable as an introvert. Like what was it? There is one delivery of like some of the lyrics that like I hate. There's a part where like Paul Simon's like hiding in my womb, safe
That is
within
right.
my tomb. I can't touch no one touches me. I don't know why, just the womb and tomb rhyme. Womb. But I feel like in this one too, Garfunkel's vocals really just like shine here because he's the higher
Okay.
voice.
I am an island. Yeah.
The guitar's really
Instrumentation's
good.
really fucking nice on this. I also like more introspective lyrics about being an introvert.
Yes.
Not wanting to be bothered by the outside world.
Yes.
It's very relatable.
It's very relatable. I think this was actually the first, other than The Sound of Silence, this might have been the first song that I was exposed to
Oh, cool.
from them.
Nice. That's actually pretty cool. Was this like a single at all? 'Cause it's one of the more
don't
popular
know.
ones on Spotify.
I don't know if it was. It is one of the most popular. I
Yeah.
do know that. A lot of I've heard their music be described as coffee shop rock before, which I think kind of fits.
Yeah.
a little bit. But yeah, I think I actually did hear this in a Starbucks
Oh,
one
shit.
time.
Well, nice.
So which fits because a lot of the introverted people actually sit in Starbucks.
That's right.
And then everybody else
And they're
just
always
goes to the
talking about how
drive-thru.
they're rocks.
Yes, exactly.
So I actually have a question. Is this a sequel or a prequel to the song Help, I'm a Rock by the West Coast pop art experimental band? Because I feel like if it works as a sequel, it's kind of like, you know, he's content that he's a rock now. He's not asking for help anymore.
It's AJ, you're raising some very important questions.
Yeah.
That I do not have the answers to.
I feel like Simon and Garfunkel just might have been, you know, they might have had something there.
They were just hanging around Frank Zappa.
Exactly. And he always talked about rocks. One of his like most infamous things about him, he loved geodes.
He really, really did.
Yes.
He was a very sedimentary man, as people said. Igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic is the third one.
What are these?
These are these are the types of rocks, AJ.
Oh, epic.
Yeah. For all my geology people out there.
Yeah, all geology heads out there, stand up right now, wherever you are. I don't want to see that. I can see you,
We can see you right now.
and you're fucking beautiful.
Yeah. Keep doing what you do.
Now sit back down and keep listening to this podcast.
Geology rocks. Anyway, I Am a Rock is a great track.
It is
and
very good way to close the album.
It is, and I think like I love how this song is upbeat,
Yep.
but
Dark
also
lyrics.
yeah,
It's what they do best, those guys.
juxtaposition. Yeah, that just about ends the
Sounds of Silence.
yeah.
So overall final thoughts, this was a very pleasant listen, a very short and sweet listen that I enjoyed, with some really nice introspective themes about relationships, isolation, institutional hypocrisy, and suicide. It's just a very, very human album, I feel.
It is. It's very lived in, and like their storytelling, I feel like works well.
Yeah, man. The instrumentation is very good on here. When they add a lot, like even the more creative choices on here, like such as the leaves that are green, are really cool, like percussive wise. The production is, I'd say, like the weak point, but it's standard production like the '60s. So what can you do?
It's old, you know.
Yeah. Overall, I'll give this a 8.2 out of 10. Solid B plus. I very much enjoyed this album.
I would probably give it the exact same ranking in terms of like number wise. I'd have to think for a sec.
Yeah.
I'd say high B.
Yeah.
Like I'd say high B definitely for this album. Like it's one of my favorites. I wouldn't really say I wouldn't listen to this like all year round.
Mm-hmm.
Like this
There's
is
only so
definitely
much you can get out of this.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like this was in a nice little mellow phase that I went through my freshman year of college.
So was this before you got into college or after your first year?
This was after my first year.
Okay.
I'd say it was the tail end of my first year of college.
Gotcha.
Actually,
Cool.
like leading into the summer. So that was pretty much when I really got into them. Well, when I first discovered them, and then I got into them. I think honestly, it's a very solid album. I really like just how mellow it is.
Yeah.
And even the upbeat parts are still very pleasing to the ears.
Yeah, it's not like too energetic, but it still like drives the song.
No, yeah, for sure. And their production gets better later on.
Yeah,
so
I can imagine.
honestly, high key recommend. Like their
Checking
stuff in the
their stuff
70s
out.
is pretty good.
Cool.
But yeah, I would say that this is definitely like a nice like B plus, high B. And I give it like, probably like an 8.
Yeah.
It seems the most correct.
Very, very solid rank for a solid album.
Solid rank for a solid record.
Yes. Well, Matt, I believe that just about does it for this episode. Very interesting array of albums we had this week, but very good albums we had this week.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, man. A little introduction to city pop and a little classic folk. What more could you ask for?
Nothing. I can't ask for anything else.
Exactly, so stop. As always, I'm your host, AJ Tenari.
And I'm Matt Glass.
Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.